Hey there folks, Pliskin by 51mm, and it's 6:30 something here in the morning. Haven't been to sleep yet. Typical working night shift, but tonight I figured I'd make a quick video real quick in regards to some videos I've been watching on YouTube. Just watched one from Military Arms channel, and I figured I'd give my own opinion on the Army's new M5 and 6.8 by 51mm cartridge. SIG does have a variant of the new M5 out that you as we as civilians could buy, but it costs over $7K. And so, that's pretty much out of our price point. I'm not a soldier, never in the military, and I don't claim to be an expert in all that, and I can see the point people make, and it's a pretty valid point too, that the loadout's going to be heavier with the 6.8 by 51. Mac and some other guys had a big discussion on it, and I found that pretty interesting. I left a comment or two on my opinions. Personally, I think they're going to just, they'll probably end up shortening the cartridge, go to something smaller, and then the 6.8 by 51 version will be what the DMR guys use. That's my opinion. I mean, who knows? Maybe the military go full quietus on it, just have everybody carry in a M5 and 6.8, which, just have to figure out how to bulk the troops up or lighten the overall load of soldiers. But personally, I think on the civilian end, because, Tim from Military Arms channel made a good point that, like, if this thing takes off, if the military does start, it does adopt it, the civilians will be buying, like, M5 clones. You'll have M5 or M5, see, because like M forgeries, guys who make their AR-15s like almost near perfect to an actual issued M4. Would that be called M5Gs now, or something like that? Be setting up their MCX clones just like how the military runs it, which I think could be cool. Personally, I don't think it would 6.8 by 51 if it come, or 277 Fury. I don't think it would replace 5.56 in civilian ownership, like surpass 5.56 on the civilian market. But I do think it would be up there with 308, because I mean 30-06 is still, 30-06 is over 100 years old, and it's still one of the top cartridges in the U.S. So once something gets adopted, once something becomes popular and used by the general public, it's not easily phased away. Even 30-30, for example, is still pretty prevalent. Guys with 30-30 lever actions, that's still a pretty prevalent cartridge. 308's another one, still very prevalent, and that one's in another 3 decades. 308 will be 100 years old. Same with 5.56. It'll be 100 in another 4, I think. 1960s, something like that. 1960, 2060s. So, it's all everything's getting up there in age. But cartridges don't go out of style unless they're like 303 British, unfortunately. But another guy in that video made another good point, that it'll most likely be like AR-10s, just with a barrel switch. Just put a different upper on it, make it a 6.8 by 51. personally, I hope the military made a good choice. Everybody's crying that this is like the M14. Yeah, the M14 all over again. Well, now you're getting your F and FAL, M5 AR-10. That's the F and FAL we didn't adopt, and now you're crying because it's too big. Or, everybody says, oh, we should have adopted the FAL, and if we'd adopted the FAL, they'd probably still be using it. Like, okay, well, now you're getting a rifle that's like the F and FAL, the M5, AR controls. Basically, just a redesigned AR-10 now. Everybody's going off the deep end. Oh, it's too big. It's like, well, you wanted to, you can't please people. But, on a serious note, for infantry combat, I can see been running 5.56 for 50 years. Everybody's gotten used to the lighter weight of the ammunition. Easier to train troops, got more ammo. So in a serious combat situation, I could see, the lighter cartridge is probably the better option, but you never know. Warfare's changed. Drone warfare, use of drones in combat's changed the scope of war forever. I mean, just look at what's going on right now in Ukraine. I mean, and then you've got robot technology and all that. I mean, who knows, in the future, soldiers may not need to patrol or walk as far as they used to or needed to in like Afghanistan and Iraq, when you could have drones just go out in front of you and scout out ahead. Patrols may not be as long or as far as they were, like, say, in the early to middle years of the Iraq-Afghanistan wars, or near the end. Technology's improving. Little drones, computers, machines are getting more advanced, more sophisticated. A soldier may not need to, a unit or a group may not need to walk or patrol as far as they used to, and robots would do it for them, and they walk halfway out, the robot goes the rest of the way, they meet up in the middle, go back to base. I'm just talking. So, they may be foreseeing some of that in there too. Maybe unmanned cargo carrying drones, like that four-legged robot thing that one company's working on. That may carry all the gear and go hide if a firefight starts or something. Drop their gear off and ammo to whoever needs it, and then go hide behind a rock while the gunfire goes on. I don't know. Maybe carry an injured soldier galloping back to the medevac chopper and get him out of there ahead of everybody else. I'm just theorizing here, but either way, on the civilian side of things, I think it'd be cool to get a 6.8x51, because I'd be interested to see how it groups at 100 yards and see how it compares to 308 accuracy-wise. I don't think we'd, it really depends. The M5, the way it's, the Army's getting it with like the MCX, I forget the rest of the name of it, but the MCX platform, the way it's set up, I don't know if that will become very prevalent, because it's already overpriced as hell. Just the little limited sample that SIG's giving out to people, it's over $7K. But, I could easily see, like, getting barrel conversions for an AR-10. Springfield Armory will probably come out with an M1A chambered in it if the cartridge takes off. The Army adopts it, which, me, I'd be all over that. And get an M1A in the 6.8x51. Which really wouldn't be a loss for me. All I'd have to do is just get dies, and I already got magazines. So, I've put 243 Winchester bullets in my M1A mags, and they'll feed right. It'll fill right up just like it would with a 308. So, ain't losing nothing or gaining nothing there. Just keep using the same magazines I've been using. It'd just be different bullets, all the difference. So, I see that being more likely on the civilian front, unless the new M5 rifle, as it's being given to the soldiers gets like, you know, Colt treatment, where the price comes down and you can buy them left and right, and the price of ammo goes down. But I don't know. Personally, I think, hope it works out for the military and civilian models become more available to us here in the general public, so we can get a replica of it as well to, you know, be on par with what the troops use. But that's been my opinion. I think it's pretty interesting. They retired the M16 and M4. Been around for over 50 years now, I'd say. But really, honestly, the M4 kind of at the end of its life. Not saying it's inferior or obsolete. I mean, I own 2 AR-15s. I think they're good. I haven't really fired the BRO. Technically, altogether, if you add in my dad, we got 3 of them. Got 3 AR-15s. And they're great rifles, but technologically speaking, they've reached their crescendo. You can only start getting barrel lengths so much shorter. Handguards, and you know, they've done everything physically possible for it. Change calibers. The AR-15, it's actually kind of daunting to try and get customization for it, because it's like, where do you even begin? You start wanting to put stuff on an AR, and then you're suddenly like, well, where the hell do I even start? You know, because so much damn stuff for them. The pistol grips, the hand guards, the stocks, the springs, the buffer tube springs, the buffer tube weights, triggers, even the pivot pins that hold the upper and lower together, all of them, the dust covers, the gas tubes, gas blocks, barrels, upper receivers. You can, even just the upper by itself without the barrel and delta ring held on, you can change that out, get different types of material made for those. I mean, the AR-15, it's a great rifle. I love mine. It's a good gun, but technologically, it's kind of reached it. What more can you do to it other than putting the ability for it to shoot a 40 mil, or shooting the 40 watt range of plasma rifle? You know, convert your AR-15 from conventional cased cartridges to plasma ammunition somehow. That'd be the only further thing they could do, really. So changing platforms and going to something that's even more modular on top of that, I think was a good choice. So personally, I think it's I hope it works out, and I'd like to see more civilian stuff for us, because right now you can't get an M5 clone. I want that to change, because what the military's using, I'd like to at least have something that's, you know, a clone to it. Don't mean I'm going to be replacing my AR-15s or my AK or my M14. I'm just going to keep adding in. Get a 6.8x51 rifle, maybe an AR-10 down the road. But when that starts getting more popular, price on it all comes down, becomes more common, there will be a 277 Fury in my collection. You can bet on it. Anyway, I'll catch you guys all in the next video. I got to go to bed. I'll catch you guys all in the next one. I'll get those other videos up, but I've lost my camera, my other camera, so I set it down and it got knocked off a table, and now I can't find it. So those other videos will be uploaded eventually. I'll get to it. But anyway, until next time, catch y'all in the next video.